So it's been a minute, but welcome back to the Harmonic Trading Club. Many of you are aware that I haven't produced or recorded many videos in it's becoming quite a while, in the last couple of weeks, I would say, since the market started, going through the little changes that it's going through, whether you want to call them big changes or not, that's up to you. But it just started to be for my liking, just too much noise because just politically, in the political arena, that thing is pretty much filled and saturated with a lot of fear mongering and so much speculation about what's happening or what's going to happen or what's good and what's bad. So, like I said, for me, the reason I haven't made a video in a while is because I don't want to add to that noise. I don't want traders and investors, be them seasoned, professional, new, whatever, to become any more confused than everyone is. Now, if you follow me, if you've been following the Harmonic Trading Club, you pretty much know that primarily I'm a pattern trader. I trade primarily based on advanced pattern recognition or identifying harmonic patterns, which continue to form over and over and over again, which I've stated in pretty much all of my videos. And I think at this point, with close to 100 videos, I think I've been able to clearly display that that is the way that the market moves. So with me understanding that, I'm able to sit back and wait and see what happens if a particular pattern were to form. And depending on the technicals, if they're not too challenged by, an overwhelming set of fundamentals, that those patterns will usually hold and walk because they're built off of two things: structure and major or minor Fibonacci levels. Okay. So with me knowing that, I found myself having to say, why don't we just pull back and let the market do what it's going to do instead of trying to chase this thing around, which is what I've seen people do over the last couple of weeks. And I decided I don't want any parts of that, and I don't want my audience to have a part of that, and I don't want to influence anyone's decisions. As I've stated over and over, I do not provide financial advice or provide trading signals. You should consult with a professional of your choice when it comes to what you do with your capital in the financial markets. Now, I'm going to illustrate what I just said in that long opening. I'm going to look at some of the big popular things, NVIDIA, the big stuff that people talk about all the time, dealing with the semiconductors and chips, big dogs like Tesla, big tech, Apple, Google, Microsoft, other well-known but strong stocks, CrowdStrike. I'm going to use Broadcom, and we're going to look at the SPY. And I'm going to show you why there was no reason for me to keep talking about this stuff over and over, because I really would have been spinning my wheels and spewing, kind of like I would have been telling the same story over and over and over. So on NVIDIA, I could come a little closer. I'm on the 4-hour chart. I can come out to the daily chart. As you can see, that doesn't mean that there aren't other opportunities present, but I would pretty much be interested in NVIDIA only at $84. Now I am in it, but talking technically, I would only be interested in NVIDIA at $84 once this bat pattern fills. It's very close. Is it going to fill? I don't know. Is it trending towards filling? Yes, but I'm not going to there's no projection that you can make off of NVIDIA until this bad boy fills. Like it, hate it, understand it or not, at that point. So you were oversold here when it took off. I get it. And we don't know if this will fill, but my eyes will not open until it does. The positions I have open on for it, fine. Whatever happens, fine. I don't care. But if you drop down to $84, I know we're going to recover out of it. It already has, actually, because today is just a really good day. Okay, so that's what NVIDIA looks like. There would have been no reason for me to talk about NVIDIA over the last couple of weeks with me already knowing that this is the target. $84 is the target. That would be the optimal entry. Of course, it looks like there was a reaction, in the $87 range. Comes up, finds resistance, and maybe this thing will continue this trend here. I was going to write this out. But basically, this trend here, starting point, new structure low, outside return, new structure low, outside return, new structure low, outside return. Hopefully we get the new structure low in here to trade out of there. That's the way I view the market, determining trends and determining when patterns fill. And that's where the best of the best opportunities will be found off of advanced pattern recognition and harmonic patterns because of their risk versus reward. Let me illustrate that one more time. If you're able to get this at $84, you can trade this up to however much you want on a day, a swing, a long term. It doesn't matter. But the thing about it is you're not risking anything. It's about the risk versus reward. It's about having a solid set of structure underneath the trade to support you. So I know we had to stay on NVIDIA, but there's been nothing to talk about. And that's kind of like the pointers you're going to see me bring home. In the last couple of weeks, there hasn't been anything to talk about. There have just been people shaking you and dragging you and kicking you in every direction like a rock. And that's not what I'm here for, people. I'm here to show you how the market moves in this harmonic fashion. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD, pretty much the same thing. Don't know if we're going to get what we want. I'm a little too close. I'm going to come out to the day. The story is going to be the same, people. Okay. The target that you want on AMD, that is not a trade signal, but the target that you want on AMD is $74.60. We're close. I don't know if we're going to get it, but there's no reason for me to kick you around like a rock and keep talking about it. There's not even a reason for me to talk about the falls that started April 2nd. There's no reason. So if you look at it, I understand on a day, nothing really happened. This thing why aren't we talking about, how about this? Why aren't we talking about how this thing has been falling since this is October of 24. AMD has been falling, but now all of a sudden, where we are right now, that's been the end of the world, the emergency, not 6 months ago, 7 months ago, but now. You guys understand that? And I don't like it. Okay, you can hear it in my voice. I don't like it. So it's going to be the same story as I talked about with NVIDIA. Okay, I understand that the magic number would be 74.60. Are we going to get that? I don't know. Did we miss it? I don't know. Did I buy it? Did I already have it? Yes. Would it been even better to be able to buy more at 74? Absolutely. But this is close, and it would have been great for this thing to just come down and fill. Now, something kind of drastic, negative would have to happen. Some type of catalyst would probably have to happen to get this down here. Do I know if it's going to happen? I don't know. But all I know is I need to keep my eyes on it. There's no reason for me to come sit up and talk about AMD every day and kick you guys around like rocks and give you my opinion. You know what my opinion is. If you're in it long, good luck. You've been drowning out since the thing was at $174 back in October of 24, and it's fallen as low as $76. There's nothing to talk about. Would I like for this to come down and fill this bat pattern? Absolutely. Okay. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to keep my eyes on it. Okay, but there's no reason to kick you guys around. It's actually even worse than that. AMD has been falling since March of 24. Forget October. March. AMD has been on a free fall for well over a year at this point. Okay, so why do I have to come point that out to you? The Doom and Gloom should have started last year in March. We're in April of 25. Okay, moving on. Let's stay in this area. TSM, okay? Nothing to really talk about here, okay? Except that it did find structure oversold. It did find structure and support at 134. There's nothing to talk about, and it's bounced off that. The support held. No biggie, of course, okay? The support, that it was a retest at that price, and regardless of what happened with the tariffs or not, the support was there. Okay, look left, structure leaves clues, and more times than not, structure matters. Okay, it matters. You're seeing it. It matters. There was a support. There's a supply zone there that no matter what was happening, fundamentally or politically, TSM found support there. There's nothing to talk about. There's no advanced pattern. I wish there was an advanced pattern. There's no advanced pattern, no. But a nice, clean double bottom retest. Very, very simple in this case, right? So this one was actually simple for a trader to say, oh, well, that's a double bottom. I'm just going to trade that out. I'm going to trade that out, and I'm going to look for, something towards something to, to the degree of maybe a 38% correction to the upside. Get back up into the 190s. Good trade. Nothing really to talk about on TSM. Okay. No reason to drag you guys around. The time to talk about it would have been back on April 4th, right after the tariffs actually started. The trade war, if you want to call it that, started on the 2nd. That's here. That's up here. Right. And it dropped down and just bounced right off the support as it should have. Nothing even happened. Oh my God, the sky is falling. No, it's okay. All right. Big dog, everybody likes to talk about. Now, the crazy thing about this is, now I probably could have talked about this. Tesla has been very harmonic. Okay. I've been going for this ride. Crazy. Filled Gartley pattern, kind of reacts, kind of draws down, takes it back, and then pays off. Okay. Time to get out here. That's target. For a swing trader, that's a target up there. Target's up there at 272. But he's going to take it back, come and create another advanced pattern in which he just filled yesterday. Win and react. Win and react. Don't know how far he's going to go, but that second shot would have been a winner. No reason to talk about this ugly box of consolidation, which is good because inside of consolidation, that's where your advanced patterns are found and formed. But there's really nothing. This is nothing special. We talk about advanced patterns all day, every day. So what's so special about this? Okay, the fall down to the 220s. Okay, people laughed. It found support there. It found support there again. Come up, advanced pattern, found support. Just living off this area here. That's really all you need to know. Until you break and close and breach that stuff, there's really nothing to talk about. So there's no reason for me to come kick you guys around. Tesla is consolidating right now. Somewhere between $290 and $220. It's a $70 range. That's it. It's a box. You can carve out the market. You could actually let this thing continue to make these things over and over, and you can just take your swings whenever you want. There might be another one even right here. Here's that 50. Yeah, 50 on the dot, pretty much. And then come up here and fill. I'll change this color. All right, so just harmonic as hell. Nothing to talk about. Remember, when the market is moving sideways, you have the proof in front of you. Okay, when the market is moving sideways, that's when the harmonic patterns are created. That's when your swing trade opportunities are created. That's when your scalping opportunities are created. If you want to come down to smaller time frames, such as this is on the 1 hour. Okay, that's Tesla. There's nothing to talk about for Tesla. There isn't. If something pops up significant, trust me, I'll find it. But this is all that's happening. Just a box of consolidated harmonic patterns. All right. Or am I lying? Okay. Apple. The same old story. There was nothing really to talk about. People didn't know that, well, this is very, very good. Okay. Apple filled an advanced cipher pattern because of the trade crap that started. You know what's actually good about this is Apple survived it. Here's April 2nd up here. Up here. It drops in. The trade war actually helps fill the cipher. The cipher was not filled yet. Only the trade war filled it. You get a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of drawdown would have scared some people away. But look how he reacted to the cipher pattern and fired up out of it. Okay. Don't know where it's going to go. But I can tell you this, though. Okay. And harmonic trading theory, you'd be looking for at least a 618 correction off of that move. At least a 618 correction off that move. Taking Tesla back up to taking Apple back up to 225. Don't know if it's going to happen. It's possible. What I can tell you is that the cipher won. In the midst of all the garbage you've been hearing and listening to, you watch the cipher win. So that's more edification on why I trade this system and why I love pattern trading. Okay, that's Apple. Google. Very, very similar to, who was that we were talking about? Very similar to TSM. And yes, there was enough structure and support there to hold it. There's really nothing to talk about. Let me just come back a little bit. It's yes, some drawdown. Okay, would have hurt a little people, but comes back and finds support. Comes back and finds support on it. We're on the daily chart. This is today, right? 22nd. Green day, of course. All right. So there's no reason to scare and fear monger you. We know where the zone is. We know where the area is. Look left, structure leaves clues. Really get used to understanding major and minor structure, and a lot of your problems will be solved simply off of that. Okay? Structure, structure, structure. Okay? Now you keep drawing down and blow past that, and you might have a problem. But so far, that structure is holding. Yes, severely tested, but because of the fundamentals, down to the 140s, but back up to the 150s. All right. Not too much to say about it, but I can say it's not the end of the world. If you wanted to be concerned about it, you should have been talking about it in February when it started. Okay. We're way off late April. We're pushing May now. Okay. Or am I lying? Nobody's talked about Google's free fall that started early February. They want to talk about it now. Okay. Moving on. Microsoft, the beat goes on. The beat goes on. We don't know what's going to happen. It would be great to get this bat pattern filled. Don't know if it's going to happen, but because of that, there's nothing to talk about. Look at this junk. There's not a pattern there. There's not anything there. I'm on the 4-hour chart. Look at this silly box of nonsense here. Okay, there is nothing to talk about. There's no valid advanced pattern in there. There's nothing. There's nothing to talk about. There's no double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders, nothing. Best case scenario would be a 2618 that barely stayed alive. If that, I mean, of course, if I had it my way, I would like to get Microsoft down to 327 and then trade the bat pattern out of there. That's what I would like to do. But let me come in a little closer and just talk about this 2618 that I see here. It struggled. It got beat up pretty bad. But you see double bottom retest, break and close beyond, and then the retracement. The problem is with the correction, the retracement, we want that around 618. It can go wherever you want it. It can go as far as you want. I've talked about this before on the 2618 video. Hopefully, preferably not lower than 786 on the way down, and it did, but 786 is a major zone too, and you see a little bit of reaction. So you're still getting harmonic activity. I don't know if you're going to get this retest up here back to 392, but you got a 2618 opportunity. The 2618 opportunity in this example I'm giving you suggests that you will get 392 and possibly beyond. But there's a lot of structure. There's a lot of resistance up there that it's going to have to deal with to break up out of and get up out of. That's going to be a problem, I promise you. Okay? That's going to be a problem right here to get up out of that. All right? So that's Microsoft. All right? You know what? Hey, if you're in it, you're in it. It's not the end of your world. If you happen to fall down to 328, okay, fine. You're gonna feel one of the most powerful patterns in the market if that's the case for you. Okay. CrowdStrike, I'm actually gonna pass him up and not talk about him. Broadcom has basically the same story. I can advance kind of who is this guy? Bat pattern. Kind of, oh, no, that went back to Microsoft. Broadcom here, reacting harmonically, nothing to really talk about. I will talk about the one thing that's here. But first, I want to go talk about, people who might have been crying when they got hit. There was a filled bat pattern that kind of like zapped them out. So their losses on Broadcom were the result of a bearish bat pattern. But like I said, I did want to talk about what is here. Very, very simple stuff. Grab the head and shoulders. Just start... I'll start at the top of it here. Head, shoulder, come down here. Head, this is come down over here, and then the shoulder over here. Okay, so kind of like a little head and shoulders. Not, actually, you know what? Let me clean up. So let's just do this. Let's just go ahead and just box this shoulder off here. We'll just do it a different way. Okay. I'm going to have to hurry up and finish this. I don't want it to be too long. We want to get in here and get out. So you got a shoulder, and you got your head here, and you got your other shoulder right here, right on point. Right here, right on point. Okay? So, yeah, so that's your little head and shoulders gig going on. Let me see if he'll let me write them out again. I'll just come here. Boom, 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 Boom. I don't like how this came up here though, but we'll take it. Boom. Right. Drop right back into the same space. So look for a retest up to the 187s, possibly up to the 196s. That's Broadcom. Okay. Head and shoulders. So, but this is standard stuff that you guys have seen me talk about over and over and over and over again. You know, there's really nothing. Okay. So you had let's just say from the lowest point, right? 4-4 from the lowest point after the tariff fundamentals, you come up out of that. Nobody wanted to talk about that. And then a slight correction, maybe 38% on the correction. Let's look at it. 50 then. Okay. Let's look at 38% and 50%, see what we had. Yeah. 50% on a dot, you know, a 50% retracement usually equates to a 1414 extension. If we wanted to just kind of be curious about potential targets for this, and that would be the target right there. Okay, not saying that's going to happen. There's still a lot going on. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Could still see a whole lot of just junk, sidewards movement, consolidating type stuff. But hey, it's really nothing to talk about. People, nothing has really changed. And it's just the amount of fear mongering is just amazing. Let's talk about the SPY real quick. While they were talking about the SPY, no one wanted to, because they don't understand advanced pattern recognition, a failed successful bat pattern. No one was aware at all. 53% B, 41% C, 886D fill. Yes, there was some static because it happened because the fill was right around the 4-2. I have it plotted out, but it survives. You get the reaction, and he's off to the races. Actually, he came back again yesterday and offered an opportunity to enter right where his fill was again. So yesterday was the perfect fill. And that's why you get this gap. Let me just say that. That's why you have this gap. So even though most people would have missed this here where I knew that it would have been the perfect buy for, he still comes right back to test the same exact level. But you're not going to notice if you don't understand advanced pattern recognition. If you don't understand that the market continues to create these, who would have known that? Go show me the other channel, put it in the chat and showed you that the opportunity right there was actually good, while the whole entire world told you the SPY is down, blah, blah, blah. No, the SPY found support. The SPY found support in the 490 range, and it's way, way, way beyond that, 30, 40 bucks beyond that. So, again, I have to fall back and I have to let the market do what it does. The Harmonic Trading Club is here to stay. We will continue to teach, continue to trade, and continue to talk about the market. But we really just need things to settle down. We want to get back to normal. And when things get back to normal, trust me, we are going to be rocking and rolling. But there is enough negative fear mongering and bad news being sent to you. And I wanted to take this time and go through some of the bigger stocks out there and show you, listen, it's less likely than what they say it is. Okay. All right, cool. That's all I got on this one. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you found some value in this, and so you could send it out, help some of these people out of the fear mongering and doom and gloom. Share the video if you know somebody who could use this information to catch them up and get them up to speed, and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. Remember, I feel like the greatest training on YouTube is under the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist, where I teach all of this information free. No mentorships, no discords, no asking you for $5,000 or $10,000 or to pay me anything monthly. Check out the link, the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist. That's all I got for now. See you guys on the next one.